Hello， 大家好，我是全球赛事的专业解说分析师Shigou。今年的全球赛呢，我将和海外知名的主播 Shigou 通过连麦的方式，帮助兄弟们更快、更准的了解当下的局势，解锁各种战场的黑科技。
Hello everyone, I'm Shigou Gaming, and I'll be your host for the Global Champions Grand Prix Tactical Analysis. And I've heard that Shigou is one of the most popular Rise of Kingdoms commentators for China, and the performance of the Chinese teams this year has truly been outstanding. I'm thrilled to be casting with you, so let's get started.
我们一起先回顾一下当前的赛况。这24年呢，全球赛聚焦了往届的赛事豪强，比如说上届比赛的冠亚军960 GT 和2489这两支王牌劲旅。本届国际服的联赛里面，在决赛的时候，60 GT 又遇到了2489，并成功通过自己的精妙配合，这次赢下了2489，为上届的巅峰赛做了一个复仇。
However, what surprised everyone this time is that both of these veteran teams suffered unexpected defeats in the first round of the Grand Prix. 60 GT lost to a rookie team from the Chinese servers, that's 732A, while 2489 narrowly lost to 27WP.
所以 Shigou 这次全球赛参赛所有队伍里边，你更看好哪些队伍呢？
There are some veteran teams that I'm quite familiar with, such as 16GY from China. This team has consistently performed well in Osiris League and has fought their way through the Chinese League and the Osiris League Grand Finals to claim dual championships. So in this Grand Prix, I would say 16GY is undoubtedly a highly regarded team. What do you think?
Thank you so much. I'm the leader of the 16GY 我有一些自己的看法，就是我比较熟悉一些老牌强队，就比如说93T， 这是我自己很喜欢的一支队伍。为什么呢？因为去年这支队伍战胜了我们。
Apart from the well-known veteran teams, there really are many new faces this year, each of them with considerable strength. From the international servers, for example, you've got 748W and 27WP. Two teams that I find very promising, their style somewhat reminiscent of the former 1V with very, very strong lane coordination. In particular, 27WP made a big splash by defeating last year's champion 2489 in this first round, which was a pretty major upset.
对，是的，这一点我也没有想到。同样，这次比赛里面还有两支来自中国国服的一支劲旅，一个是 466S， 另一支是这个21万瑶。46S 我是比较熟悉的，上一届他们遗憾憾负之后呢，他们这一整年全部都在训练，每个星期可能训个2-3次。然后呢，他们的这个灵魂领袖 Glory， 他的带领下呢，这个队伍的积极性特别强，今年是奔着冠军去了。然后同样21万瑶是一支比较有特点的队伍，因为呢，其他的队伍可能大部分都选取一些比较中规中矩的技能，类似于轨道啊、神策这种，但只有21万瑶他们是通过开发叙事加丰沛的组合，强化自己的中路，所以这个队伍我觉得也可以值得大家关注一下。
In addition, there are two teams that performed very steadily in this first round that I think are worth calling out. One is HJK from the international server, who, despite facing very strong pressure from 466S, managed to take the initiative by controlling the match tempo and lanes and briefly leading the game. Although they ultimately lost, they still have a significant chance to make a comeback from the lower bracket. The other team is 261K from the Chinese servers. They had an impressive performance this past season, and they successfully used sneaky tactics, defeating last year's Chinese champions, that's 297A, and clinching a top spot again in their region.
对，这一点我是比较赞同的。在第一轮的比赛中呢，各支队伍都拿出了自己很有特色的战术打法，就很多比赛真的让我们眼前一亮，这些战术十分值得大家去学习。Shigou， 你印象深刻的战术，你觉得有哪些呢？
You know, I think the most notable match was between 732A and 60GT. And before the game, kind of everybody was expecting 60GT was going to win and that it would be a relatively easy-ish fight for them.
确实，我对这场比赛也非常印象深刻。在第一轮灵柩的时候，采用直接甩出了死战这个技能，然后这个时候60 GT 已经交出了轨道和扬尘，技能格的已经不够他们再跟死战，导致了732A 在这一轮中路灵柩的争取中获得了胜利。
Exactly. 60GT managed to do, I think, well in the middle, but how do you counter to the death? It's very, very difficult. And that gave 732A that first arc. And after securing the arc, they chose to run down the clock keep the arc from respawning using a skill that almost no team would have used in this current meta, and that's hard push. So this was, I think, very unexpected. And as a result of this latest update, hard push no longer shortens building capture time, and field troops have become a lot stronger, with rallies being a lot more valuable than in previous versions of Arc of Osiris League. Few teams would have considered it a viable skill. I think this tactic is very instructive.
除了七三二之外，我个人觉得 HJK 和 GY16这两个队伍在灵柩上面，他们也有很多的套路。就是他们的战术呢是不要第一个灵柩，他们通过线上进攻线上建筑来获取更多的积分。尤其是 HJK， 他们在面对46S 这支队伍的时候，第一轮中路只去了很少的部队佯攻，然后呢，他们开启了扬尘加上全是这两个全图覆盖的技能，成功的通过建筑分把第一个灵柩的分数连本带利都赚了回来。你怎么看？
I recall a team similar to HJK, and that's GY16. In previous matches, this team's mid lane strength was widely recognized. And in the first round of this Grand Prix, they chose not to contest the first arc spawns. And although they didn't have a strong occupation point advantage from the start, they managed to secure all of their opponents' buildings while the opponents were focused on the arc. And so by capitalizing on those occupation points, they successfully landed an advantage in the match.
还有一种战术就是21万瑶这个队伍它独特展现出来的，他们研究哪个技能，就是在这个版本初期大家比较喜欢用的叙事这个技能，他开局把这个叙事先开出来，然后呢开局就派了很多部队去采集，当他有了足够的采集分的时候，他再开启丰沛，这个时候丰沛会给叙事叠加一层更多的 buff， 能让这个采集分回更多的技能格子，然后这样他们在第一轮灵柩的时候就可以最多获取到10个格子的技能，比其他的队伍只开丰沛的要多1个格子的技能，给他们中路上一个很强的优势。
Indeed, even after the second arc spawn, they continued using this tactic, energetic and stocking up as a combo. They first activated longer lasting skills like Dust Up, Total Vision, and Sneaky Tactics, and then they used Caravan Visits to replenish their lost energy bars. This approach enabled them to unleash 15 to 16 energy bars worth of skills during the second arc battle, which is crazy. That gave them a huge tactical advantage. And this strategy and skill combination is completely different than what teams are typically used to dealing with. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing if we see this in the future and how many teams are going to emulate that.
这两种战术我很期待他们在接下来的比赛中有一个激烈的对碰，让我们看看到底是这个矛与盾哪个更胜一筹。然后呢，新的一轮全球赛在下一周马上就要开始了，你觉得你有哪些比较期待的对局或者比较期待的一些队伍表现？
Well, because this tournament uses a double elimination format, which I really like, it gives teams that have been upset by an underdog team the chance to make a comeback. So the next round of matches have a ton of really exciting opportunities for teams to make big plays. And one of the most talked about is the elimination match that's upcoming between 60GT and their rival 2489 in the lower bracket. They were the champions and runner-up of last year's tournament, so this should make for some really exciting gameplay.
我个人另一个觉得比较激烈的对局是来自于这个466S 和93T 这两支队伍，因为466S 我个人是比较了解的，可以说这两个强力种子队的大决战也是提前上演，让我非常非常期待。
Also in the upper brackets, 732A is going to challenge 27WP, who previously defeated 2489. It's going to be really interesting to see if 732A can continue to bring innovative tactics and surprise their opponents. Additionally, there's going to be the highly anticipated Chinese server face-off in the upper bracket between 21YL, the most steady and reliable team from the Chinese servers, dominating with their unbeatable mid-lane skill combos. They're going to face off against 261K, a team I personally really like, known for their exceptional use of skills like Sneaky Tactics and Master Strategy, leaving their opponents really off guard and perplexed as for what to do about it.
非常期待本周的比赛，希望大家和我还有 Shigou 一起，我们为这届全球巅峰赛的拳手们一起加油。那这一期节目就基本到此结束，我们下期再见，
Bye bye, everybody.